Hello, hello. A quick little tutorial on manipulating ventriloquist dummies. Not on manipulating like your boyfriend or the guy at the bar, or your husband, nothing like that. If you guys are tuning in thinking you're going to learn how to manipulate the idiots on the street and traffic, no. This is very simply a quick tutorial on ventriloquist technique and manipulation. It was requested by Jeff on my Facebook. So I said, yep, I would go on here real quick and I would do that. So here are some basic things when it comes to manipulating your figure. Yeah, they're showing. I know. I'm trying not to have them in the shot, but there's only so far my arm can go. And I don't want to be too close because I look crazy. So, so ventriloquist technique. Simple technique stuff. Don't move your mouth. That's easy. Smile really big. Put your teeth together and just talk. So that is that would be me. I would be making myself talk. Thank you very much. So you smile, you talk, and you just work on your articulation. So I always say do articulation exercises. So you want to actually do articulation exercises with your lips moving and not moving. So all the tongue twisters, all that other stuff that you would do. So all the butta bow, or the pick-to-peck-a-pickle peppers, all of that stuff. Do it both with your mouth moving, without your mouth moving. Try some substitutions. Really simple substitutions are instead of B, use a D sound like a dog, and then you soften it. I taught myself, so I've been doing this since I was 5 years old. It's been a long time. We're not going to say how long, but I've been doing this for a really long time. So I had a request from Jeff who wanted me to go over some quick basic stuff. So I'm doing that here on Periscope, and then I'm going to put it up on YouTube and share it as well. If you want to follow me on Periscope and Twitter, it's at Christine Barger. Thank you for the compliments. So smile really big. I say hello. If you have an overbite, that's good because then you can't see in between. If you have an overbite and you try to put your two front teeth together like that, you can see your tongue stick out. So you want to have an overbite like that. And then you just smile really big and you talk. So once you've been doing this and you've been practicing, you want to have different character voices. You want your figures to be really real to you. So you don't want to like say, think of your dummies as a dummy. You want to think of your dummy as a person that you share the stage with, or your partner, something like that. So for me, I had Darlene. I won't show her right now, like her head stick or anything, because the way a dummy works is it's a wooden head and it's on a stick, and the stick goes down where your throat would be, and it's inside of the frame or the body, and your hand goes in the back. Sorry, I forgot. I was like, I'm still doing ventriloquism. Let me stop that. So you put your hand in the back of the figure, and you manipulate with your hand a certain way. That looks really inappropriate. If somebody did a screen grab of that, whee! Yes, I do mess with people in public. So every figure is different. Their head post or their head stick is different. Darlene's works where my thumb is working her mouth, and then she has winkers and blinkers, and her eyebrows go up and down. So when she's on here, she sometimes gets on my Periscope or my YouTube. She's also got her own Vine, so she's all crazy. But her eyebrows go up and down like this, and she has her eyes blink and they wink, and then her mouth moves, and her eyes move back and forth, so they go back and forth. I do all of that with my hand myself. And so I think this was the question that Jeff had for me was, how do you manipulate the figure technically? Like, how do you do that? Well, it's practice. Every figure is different, so I can't say like, yeah, you want to, put a little more pressure on your thumb when you're doing this, because it depends on how your figure's working. You find me on YouTube it's Christine Barger. You search my name, Christine Barger Ventriloquist or Christine Barger Actress. I have 2 different YouTube accounts. They'll both pop up. It's pretty easy to find me. Everything's under my name. Or you can go to puppetgirl.net. And if you go to puppetgirl.net, then you can reach me through there. If you want the website. It's right there, puppetgirl.net. That's me. And I have links on my website to all of my other stuff on YouTube and whatever. So there's. But back to the real quick thing, though, about your own figure. So one of the most important things about a puppet or a figure, especially if they have moving eyes, is that you move the eyes before you move the head. Because in real life, if you watch people, which is really fun to do, by the way, if you just sit around and people watch at the mall, watch when they talk. When you hear something, you immediately look and then you turn your head. So if I hear something over here, I look and turn my head. I don't go, like, I can't even do it. I can't make my eyes move at the same time as my head. It's weird. So, like, if I were just to move my head and my eyes together, it doesn't look right. So you always look and then you move your head. So you always want to move your figure's eyes first and then move their head to follow. If you can't move them up and down, you can kind of move the eyelids a little bit, especially if you have winker blinkers. If you don't have all those extra bells and whistles on your figure, then maybe you just have to do the best you can with making their head motion move. Some people use sticks on the arms. I just use my hand to move Darlene's arm around. I find that's just as easy. But you can apply a stick. So you take like a rubber band and put it underneath their sleeve and keep there's like an actual little stick, like a little Muppet stick that moves their arm around. You can do that. You use it with your other hand. If you have your, say if you're using a soft puppet, like on my right hand is my soft puppet, I would put my left hand underneath my right hand like it's sitting on my arm and then use the stick with my left hand so it's hidden. So especially with kids, they don't see it, so they don't see how the magic works. Adults kind of forgiving because they understand how it's working. It's just, if you're good, they just entertain them and they enjoy it. I'm trying to think of other manipulation things. You try to remember to blink and make sure that you're aware of how much pressure you're putting on all the buttons, because you don't want to only like half blink unless you're trying to be like the puppet's high and then it's like half blinking and it's just staying that way or whatever. So you want to make sure that you're really just thinking about what it is your character's doing and treat them like they're real. If you saw the video of me warming up in the car, it might still be on my periscope. I am talking to my figures and my puppets in the back seat, and they're just in the back seat. They're in their cases, guys, but to me, they're in the back seat sitting there just like kids would be or whatever, and we're having conversations. And so the more real they are to you, the more real they'll be to your audience, and the easier it will be to manipulate them. So those are my biggest technique, like advice, I guess, on that. So I hope that helps the ventriloquists, the puppeteers out there. And Jeff, thanks for asking the question, and I'm going to go ahead and actually ask on Periscope if there's any other questions about puppet manipulation or figure manipulation. You guys can post them, and I'll go ahead and answer them. I know I wasn't really reading a lot of the comments, mostly because it just kept saying boobs, make your boobs talk, so I didn't need to read that. But, oh, thank you, Atomic. Hey, I just followed you yesterday, right? I don't know. I lose track of days on Periscope. It gets crazy in here. So, well, thanks. Thanks for following and thanks for watching. I guess I'm going to go ahead and say over and out for now. And, I know, Periscope, it can take over your life if you let it. There's a dude who's doing 24-hour broadcasts right now. I'm like, I can't imagine doing 24 hours talking to my cell phone by myself, like to people, to strangers around the world. That seems like that'd be a long 24 hours. All right. So you guys have a great day. I hope you had a great weekend. I got to pet a sloth this weekend. Oh my gosh, I petted a sloth. That's the best thing that's happened in like weeks. I pet a sloth. Or I fed a sloth. I fed a sloth. Oh yeah, I do. I have both adult and kid content. I do a lot of college performances, which I love. And so they're a little edgier than like a family performance, but they're still pretty clean. I mean, they can get a little, depending on the college and the group and whatever, but I do a lot of colleges and corporate events, so I still play pretty clean. I do some comedy clubs. They have gotten a little raunchy, a little blue. I try not to do that, and I do a lot of family-friendly stuff. I do school performances. I'm on the library roster in Los Angeles, so depending on where I'm going, that dictates the content and what I'm going to talk about and use my material, so yeah. All right, I'm really leaving this time. Thanks, guys, so much. Have a great week.